All right, so I lowered this truck last week for a gentleman, and it's a 4-wheel drive, and I sent him a link to a kit, like a 4.7 drop kit. And when it got here and I tried to put it all on, the front spindles wouldn't work with the CV axles. So we couldn't use the spindles, and that was my fault. I sent him the link to a kit that didn't work with his truck. So what I ended up doing was just using the drop strut to get a 3-inch drop in the front, and then I done a flip kit with the shackle flip in the back to pick it up to 6. So this is a 3/6 drop is what it comes out to as far as on paper. I didn't measure it out, but they took it to get it aligned, and the front has 2.8 degrees of negative camber is what the alignment rack said, and the adjustment was all the way out. So they couldn't get it aligned properly. So I done a little research on it, and Belltech makes a offset upper control arm bushing that is supposed to give you up to 3 more degrees of positive adjustment. So I told him if he'd order those, I would put them in. I wouldn't charge him a penny for it. And I've never done a set. I've seen people that's put them in. But I've never done a set myself. I've heard they can be quite fun. So I'm gonna show y'all how to do it, show you what I had to do it, how aggravating it was, and then hopefully they can get this truck aligned where it won't chew tires up. So all right, so here's what we got with the kit. This is a Belltech part number 4957, and if you look, it says 99 to 2010, but if you look on Summit Racing, it says this will work all the way up to a 2018 model. We're gonna find out. So I looked on YouTube. I couldn't find a single video of anybody installing any of these control arm bushings. I've seen a few videos where people were putting control arms in that already had these bushings in them, but that's all I could find. You always get stickers with Belltech stuff, and you always get directions. Unlike Rough Country, who now sends you a GC whatever code so you scan it with your phone. So you have to have your phone the whole time if you've never done one, which is really annoying. Rough Country, do better. You got new camber plates. They say that these add 1 degree of adjustment over the factory ones, and then the offset bushings add 2 degrees, so that's 3 degree total. If you notice, this control arm bushing, the hole is offset. Your factory hole is here, so what that does is actually pushes the control arm farther out, which stands the top of your tire up straighter, and hopefully gets you your proper alignment. If not, we're going to have to get a different set of spindles and pick the front struts up a little bit to get it where we want it so we can align it. But this should fix it. So there's 4 of those and an installation tool. So I'll show you how that works in just a second. All right, so take the upper ball joint loose. Take that 10 millimeter out there. Then you got 21 or 13/16 nuts on each side. Take those loose, and you pull these cam washers off, and they're usually covered in undercoat, and they're kind of a pain in the butt, but they will come off. And we're going to replace those with new ones, so set those to the sides, but you won't be reusing them. Some of these trucks, I've had to pull the strut out to get this bolt out, but this one, it's got a lowering strut on it, and if I take this washer and keep it up against the frame and push the bolt out, I can get the bolt out. I can't do it while I'm filming, but it will come out without taking the strut loose. So actually, that one come out without even taking the washer off. See if we get that lucky on the other side. I'm gonna say no, being there's a coil right there. Nope, that one's not gonna come out at all. I'm gonna have to take the strut loose. All right, so I decided to do a control arm first before I filmed it, just to make sure everything went smoothly. Got it all together. These are the new cam washers for the upper control arm bolts. And I can get them started in the control arm on the truck, but I cannot get these bastards to go through. So let me go ahead and see if it'll fit through one straight out the box. Make sure I didn't mess it up. it won't go through there. Hang on, I'm trying to film and spin it. Like, that's it. That's as far as it'll go. We got a stranger in the shop today.
Hi.
It's Tyler. He's going to film for me for a minute. Say hey. Oh, he already did. All right, so what I run into is this offset upper control arm bushing. This is the factory bolt. It won't go through there. But I have a fix for that. All right. All right, so this is a 5/8 reamer. And it turns out that these things has got a lip that this bolt does not agree with. So I'm getting there. I need one more thing on this table.
Okay.
Like that. If you don't have one of these, I'm sorry. Because you're going to need it. All right, put this other one in.
Where would you get that at?
I
Dog.
bought that at Fastenal.
I was about to say, I figured probably Fastenal or Napa might
When
have one.
are you still filming?
Yes.
When I used to put flatbeds on at Woody's, the bolts that we used were 5/8. So when I took one flatbed off of, because they all the time selling trucks, and somebody would pull up and be like, I want that truck, but I want that bed on it. Well, all the holes are in the factory spot. Like you bolted the factory holes on the frame. But then when you move this bed to this truck, it may not quite line up. Mm-hmm. You take that guy and you run it right through there. And I mean, it'll just chew right through it real fast. And then you stick your bolt in, put a washer on it. Very handy tool. All right, so this kit comes with a install kit. The bottom one's got a nipple on it that goes up into the hole on the bushing. And then this goes over the top of the bushing. And then that's actually for putting it back in, but I'm using it for a spacer. And let's see if it'll come out. Voila. Break this loose. Sorry, filming with my hands while I'm working today. None of my helpers over there want to film.
I did say that.
Actually, Tyler just filmed for me, so. And come on, I'm gonna be honest. It's been like an hour and a half, and I'm really pissed off. If you buy a set of these, just know you're going to be mad before you get them in there. All right, so this contraption that we come up with, this is a 36mm axle nut socket. It's just big enough it fits the diameter of this control arm. This is the bushing. This is the install tool they sell. This is another piece of the install tool they sell that we're using to chalk it up a little bit. See what it looks like. Looks like it needs to go a hair more, but let's stick the other side in and measure it. Hold on, I still gotta press that side out. All right, so took the truck out this morning, had it aligned. It had 2.8 degrees of negative camber when they took it the other day. This morning had 0.6, and that was all the way out. So it's not 100% zero, but I ain't never had one that was 100% zero. They either had, 0.2, 0.3, somewhere around there. My bag truck still has like 1.5 degrees at ride height, and so they do their job. They get it really close. Set the toe, everything's good, and just drove it home. It don't pull, drives perfect. So they aggravating. Just know you're gonna be mad before you get them in there, but once you get them in there, they do their job.